and film, movies and books. Okay. Well, we are now at the 10:41 mark. Don't have any more topics. Did I cover all of the topics? Special project ad, newsletter, Tom Brown, Unfound, Julie Weflin. Okay, let's move on to this Friday's episode. I'm going to state right up front, there is not much of a mystery for this episode that on this for Friday. It is the disappearance of Pearl Pinson from Vallejo, California on May 25th, 2016. The guest is her father, James. This is an interview I did on Sunday, and I need to thank Marky Davis, a friend of the program, who made it possible for me, for myself and James to talk and for me to interview him. Thank you, Marky, if you are watching. And as I stated a little earlier in the program, the name of this episode is Strangers on a Street. And the reason that is we know what happened to Pearl. And it's just now a factor of finding where her remains are. The general facts of her disappearance: she was 15 years old. She was walking to school in Vallejo, California that morning, May 25th, 2016. And about halfway to her bus stop, she was attacked by Fernando Castro. Witnesses saw this happen. A witness tried to stop him, but Fernando pulled a gun. And so this witness backed off. And then Fernando there was a shot that rang out. It is believed that Fernando shot Pearl right then and there, and then dragged her across this freeway, over like this walkway of this freeway, over to his car, and they took off, probably putting her in the trunk of his car. And then over 24 hours later, far away in San Luis Obispo, we're now getting towards Southern California, there was a witness, and the witness could identify who did this guy, Fernando Castro. Well, over 24 hours later, they were on the lookout for Fernando and his car. His car was spotted in the San Luis Obispo area of California. Police chased him. He went into a kind of a trailer park, ditched his car, ran into somebody's house, tried to take a woman hostage, but she somehow got away. And then Fernando attempted to kind of drive and shoot his way. He took the woman's truck and tried to shoot and drive his way out of the area. And while doing so, was shot by police and died. Upon seeing his car, looking at his car, there was blood found in the trunk. It was identified as Pearl's, and a carpet in the trunk of this car had been cut out, possibly to wrap her up in it or to cover up evidence. We're not quite sure. And that happened way back end of May 2016, and almost 5 years later, Pearl's remains have still not been found. There were some sightings. They were able to eventually put some sightings together up in the Vallejo, California area, Marin County, Contra Costa County, but Jenner, California. But still, it is still unclear what Fernando did with Pearl between dragging her away and then him being, shot and killed in the San Luis Obispo area. Now, of course, we talk about with her father. Is it possible that did they have to kill Fernando? Could they have kind of got him into custody some other way in which he was still alive and he could have revealed where Pearl is? We just have to keep in mind, we know many times killers who are caught do not reveal the locations of their victims. So we just have to keep that in mind. So this is not your usual type of disappearance that we cover on Unfound, where we don't know what happened. If there is a suspect, we don't know who that person is, or if we suspect it, the person has not been charged with anything. This is a disappearance because this is called Unfound. We're looking for people who are missing and trying to find them, whether they are deceased or alive. So Pearl and her remains most likely are out there somewhere. It is believed that she was died on the day that she was attacked. So how do you go about finding Pearl? How do you do that? Marin County. Yeah, Marin County. Yes. Kathy, yes. So, and Kathy, Louise, they are not sure. Kathy, I will tell you, this comes up in the interview, and I don't mind telling all of you. We talk about that. James says there's no way that Pearl and Fernando knew each other. There is no proof of that, not on her phones, not on her social media sites, her friends, nothing else. It seems Fernando knew Pearl, but Pearl did not know Fernando. It does seem that being that he lived in the neighborhood, that he might have become infatuated with her or something, and it does sound like Fernando wasn't 100% right up here, but it does seem that he was maybe stalking her and she didn't know it. And once again, we talk about that in the interview. So once again, this Friday, the disappearance of Pearl Pinson, May 25th, 2016, from Vallejo, California. Of course, when I think of Vallejo, I think of the movie Zodiac with Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal, or is it Gyllenhaal? Because they talk about Vallejo and Zodiac killer committing a couple murders there in the late 60s, early 70s. Well, this is that same area. And I think Vallejo wasn't, is it not that, did the Night Stalker operate in that area too? I don't know what it is about that area. But her father, James, is the guest, and the episode is Strangers on a Street. And being that we just talked about themes, talk about the theme of crime and how most of the time when people are murdered, they're murdered by people they know. So, but we have a situation here where these are two strangers and still something bad happened. So I think that's about it. Let's just see everything that we did tonight. Talked about how beautiful it's been here, doing some disc golf practice and videoing it. And from that video, I decided, you know what, Ed, you need to lose a couple pounds. Saw my sister and my brother-in-law and my biological cousin this past Saturday in Leesburg. Got a new phone. Talked about the Kaya Taylor poll. Tomorrow, Dr. Telesco, my interview, tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. Do not forget. Talked about how the special project is getting off the ground. Talked about ads in these YouTube videos, out of my control. The newsletter, Tom Brown, the grand jury that's allegedly going to happen this year. Unfound Now with Kirsten Brueggemann. Once again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. A little thing on Julie Weflin. I want you to check out my friend April Bear's podcast, Think It Through, the Clear Thinking Podcast. Going to be on it in April. Talked a little about Glendine Grant. Talked about Star Mulder's husband being charged with her murder. Remains from Milton, Florida, that were not Chip Campbell's. They were of Stephen Swiney. Took some excellent questions and then finished up giving you the general information on this Friday's episode. That's all I got. And Deli says, love the Dr. Telesco episodes. Deli getting in late, but he or she is writing a very nice comment. Love the Dr. Telesco episodes. Thank you, Deli. I think everybody does. Yeah. All right. Sheree says, great to hang out with it, y'all. Keep your head on a swivel. Yeah, keep your head on a swivel. Go to the grocery store. You're coming out. Don't be looking down at your phone or just your car. Make sure you're looking around. Okay, you never know. You know, when you can get attacked like that. Don't have your face buried in your phone when you're out in public. That's all. That's all. A great night. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for giving Unfound a little piece of your Wednesday night. And you'll hear me on Friday. Or you'll see me tomorrow night, Dr. Telesco show. You better be there. Good night.